Hey guys, today we're going to make our own original mandala coloring book art using Procreate on an iPad. You can also do it on your iPhone. I have a member of the audience who is quickly learning how to use it, and hopefully I will get Kathy to tell us what she thinks of it and in the chat, and then I'll replay it to you guys. Let's get started. And there we are. Hello and welcome to Deliberately Creative. I'm Stephanie. I'm here to help you learn how to use Procreate in a fun and easy way. One of the best ways to learn how to do something is to use it. If you've had Procreate on your iPad or Procreate Pocket on your phone for a while, get them out. Let's dust them off and play with them. This is an awesome way to make coloring book pages for yourself, for your kids, to be able to relax and relieve stress. It's also a great way to earn a little bit of money if you want to create coloring book pages, put them into a coloring book, and sell it through KDP on Amazon. That's Kindle Direct Publishing on Amazon. And I've actually got a coloring book of my mandala designs, my very first one. I'm going to be working on some more books, more coloring books using this. And it's been one of my best sellers. So I am really excited. I'll show you. It's my Floral Mandalas coloring book. It was all created using Procreate, using the symmetry option. And I did drop my pencil in my lap, and I did all of the pages in there. So we're going to go through step by step how to make our coloring book pages. If you want information on how to make a coloring book, let me know on that. I might have to make another channel to play with things like that. So let me know if that's what you want. I know there's a lot of people out on YouTube that are teaching you how to put books together for Kindle Direct Publishing. So I don't know if I really want to go into that or not. So thank you guys. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, so, and many people don't have Procreate, don't have an iPad. I get it. And if you want to make mandalas, I did this mandala, and let's see here. We did a whole pile of them yesterday. This is another mandala that I did, and this was with a free app on the internet. And I did a video yesterday on how to use Mandala GABA to do your mandalas if you don't have a way to use Procreate. But today is Procreate, and I'm excited. So we're going to go all the way out. Come on, all the way out. Cold fingers. No? Here. All right, so I've had this sitting here for quite a while and hadn't done anything with it. So now, of course, because I want to share it with you guys, there we go. There. We're out at the beginning of Procreate. When you open it up, it gives you little thumbnails of everything you've used. You need the pen for the phone. Yeah, it's really hard using your finger to draw on your phone, especially because your finger hides the connection points. It's really difficult. So you can use your finger on here. I just clicked on, here, let's go back up. I have an 8x8 square. It's 300 dots per inch. If you're using Procreate, what you want to do is you can use any size paper, any shape. It doesn't have to be a square. It can be a rectangle. And all you do is you go up to the top corner and you click the plus sign, and that gives you anything that you've already created. So you can use a size paper you've already done, or you can click the little box up here that has the plus and select I like inches. If you are in a European country or any place else in the world that has been enlightened enough to use the metric system, by all means use centimeters or millimeters. It's up to you. Inches. So I'm going to say inches. I'm doing right up here, the width. I am going to go 8 inches, and the height, I'm going to go 8 inches. It's set for DPI of 300. That's fine. I can get 89 layers at 300 DPI. That's plenty. I could do 1200 DPI if I wanted to. I'd still have 25 layers or something. So there we go. It just created and opened my first page. All right. Thank you to all my friends in the north. We have snow in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Yes, you do. I think the whole country has snow right now. I am going to make sure that I am on black ink, just right here at the top corner. I like to use the disc. And if you want to make sure that you're on black, go to any of the area where it's black and just double click. It will snap onto the black and then come off of it. I like to use for doing mandalas because I want the ends not to really be tapery, and I don't want there to be, whoops, my dad is calling. I'm going to have to say, nope, sorry, Dad. Of course he calls right when I'm getting ready to do my show. There might be a couple more interruptions that way. Oh well. Technical pen. It's got a nice consistent line. It doesn't really get fat and skinny. You can play with your pens, but technical pen works well for me. And on my side here, now right now, this slider is almost at the very top. I'll show you how big that line is. If I come down, it makes it much skinnier. So I have to keep my line fairly big so you guys are going to be able to see. But use the size line that works for you. We're going to get this set up now. Once you've got your setup for your guides, it will keep that setting for your whole session, even if you pick up different layers of paper by clicking on your layer tab and clicking more layers. But I want to be on layer 1. White background just makes it easy for me to see. And click on the wrench right up here, the tool, and click on Canvas. Then you want to turn on your drawing guide and you want to edit your drawing guide. First thing you're going to see here is that it gives you kind of a grid page. Now, this is a little bit hard to see. Maybe we'll go to the side view camera. Go to the side view. There you go. You can see the side view camera better. But now you can't see the... There. So then I want to turn on Drawing Assist. It's this little tab, this little button right here. And my assisted drawing is turned on. I am going to... Now, right now I don't have any other options. I can change my grid size if I wanted to. I can change the thickness of the lines in my grid and the opacity of the grid if I want it to be opaque or very light. I can turn my opacity way up. I want symmetry, so I'm going to click on symmetry. And you go, well, nothing changed. There is a box here and it says options. I'm going to click on options. Now, on the options, I think I can drop this down this way now. On the options, you get several different options available. You have vertical, which is side-to-side mirroring. You have horizontal, which would be top to bottom mirroring. So that would be horizontal. It would, whatever I draw on top, it would draw on the bottom. You have quadrant. So whatever I draw in this box will draw in the 3 other boxes. Or you have radial. On the radial perspective here, or radial symmetry, you only get 8 quadrants. Now you might think that would be limiting, but you can draw inside of those quadrants and or sections, and you're able to get more detail than you think you can. So just be on the lookout for that. So I am selecting radial symmetry, and I'm not going to select rotational first. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to be on, make sure that assisted drawing is turned on, radial symmetry is on, and then click on done. Done. So now what we have is this lovely view of the grid, which is my radial grid, and it's going to be not rotational, which means that everything I do on one side of the line will be mirrored on the other side of the line. So things will be drawn in quarters or fours. Let me show you a picture, give you a little bit better idea of what I'm talking about. Let's go to the top down now. Top down. Top down. And zoom out just a little. So this is radial symmetry with no rotation. When I drew on either side of the line, it drew it once where I was, both sides, and then it drew it 3 more times around. So you can see where it's very square, and it's like squares stacked on squares as we're moving around here. But right here in the center, you can see that I have something else going on. It's because I played a little bit on one of the layers. But basically, it is a square, a square, a square, another square. Do you see how that's going there? Square, square. You've got this one here. So everything was stacked up. That's the one we're on right now. Radial symmetry, no rotation. So first off, we're going to zoom in. And I'm going to adjust my... come on. It was setting up nice and high before. Let's see if I... What do I need? Did I need that? Maybe I was using that. Sorry about this, guys. This is because I want you to see my hands too. We need to, I have to do this in a kind of funkity-dunk way. And now I set my, where did I just set my pen? There, pencil, there it is. See? I lose things almost instantly. All right. So at this point right now, you can work with it really small if you want. I like to fill my screen up. I'm using 2 fingers to squeeze in and out, to resize and rotate. All right. If you use 1 finger, I've got it turned off so that my touch won't draw. I can only draw with my pen or my pencil. If I make something, I make a mark. Oh, it's on white. That's why. If I make some marks here and, I don't want that. What was I thinking? Because I didn't pick up my pen. So I'll go like this so you can see there's a few marks going down. All right. And they were I picked up my pencil between times. So if I tap 2 fingers, I can go backwards in time. Oh, I really wanted that one. I can take 3 fingers and I can get it back. So 2 fingers to erase, 3 fingers to get it back. Hey guys, all right. So if you're interested in this, please click that like button. If you're having fun just hanging out, click the like button. And if you're interested in making coloring books, click that like button and leave me a comment and let me know what type of coloring book you're interested in. The one I'm actually working on right now is a coloring book of little houses. Tatiana, there's a new one. That's a new one that I did just yesterday evening. And this is the one that I showed during the show yesterday. And I did these in Procreate, guys. I'll show you my tricks if you want on another video. So let me know if you want to see houses done in Procreate. So right now what I want to do though, I want to zoom in a little more. That's not zoomed in enough. Let's see if we can get it to focus on my fingers maybe. There we go. So here we go. I'm going to draw, and this is no rotation. So we're going to go in and I am going to say I want to make like a flower. I'm going to make another flower. See how I'm starting on one side of the line and it's mirroring it on the other side. So all the way around, we are mirroring, but it's only mirroring 4 arms, right? But say I want multiple things in here, I can just draw multiple petals. This is a lot of fun. Now, something that you want to realize here with your, oh wow, okay, so the reason why my pen lines look a little bit soft is because I didn't have my opacity turned up all the way. I want you to notice here that some spots I'm not touching all the way. I can go back in and make sure that all of my lines touch. It's sort of a nice thing when you're doing a coloring page to have your lines touch line to line. Make them solid. This is a little bit thick for a grown-up coloring book, I think, but this would be great for a kid's coloring book. The pocket version's a little bit different. Yeah. So, you know, that's one of those things. Every program is going to be a little bit different. You know, we could do this similar thing here on that free program that we used yesterday, but we don't have an easy way to erase. You have to use a white pen or white, and it's your finger. You have to use your finger and white paint to go in and fix things. And then it's not really easy to go in and touch up a little line like it is here. So now some of my lines might end up looking a little bit darker because I've got my opacity turned up properly now. If you have any questions about what I'm doing or where I am, just let me know. I really am going to just, I want this to actually become a mandala that I can use. So I'm going to, now I didn't like that line. I can just click and take that one out. The neat thing here is that it takes them all. You're not having to go and erase individual spots. Or you make a new level. Yeah. You know, so I can go and click on a new layer. Now, on that new layer, you have to make sure and turn on your drawing assist. When you turn on your drawing assist, it says assisted right here. When you do that, then you can go in and you can start doing more things, more art. Now, when I'm drawing over the top of it like this, I don't want that to happen. So that, you know why that happened? Is because that first layer, we have not gone, and I'm going to turn off that top one. We're going to go in and make this first layer so that all of these areas here are filled with white. And I do want to make sure that all of my joins are joined. If you don't, it will just flood the whole screen. So we're going to go like this. I'm going to go in and click duplicate layer, go to my bottom layer, and then up here there's this ribbon. It's sort of shaped like that. Sort of a ribbon shape, if you can't see it, or like an S. I'm going to click on that ribbon and I'm going to say automatic. What this is your selection tool. Oh, look at that. I had some white lines on here. I am going to make my eraser really big. And oh, I didn't see. If I do that right now, it's not going to do anything. It's not going to erase those lines. It's because I needed to select the inverse of that. See, that's one of the things, little things. So select. Now I've got the invert. I can click and I can erase those white lines. And what I'm doing is I'm clicking over here. I can see where the white is, but those ones that are inside isn't a problem. So now, ooh, look at that. It's much cleaner. Invert. And I am going to turn my brush white, and I'm going to make it a really big, huge brush. So I'm going to use an airbrush, and I'm going to paint it all white. Now, the reason why my lines didn't go white is because I had made that top layer, but now you can see it's basically painted in the whole bottom with white. And oh, I didn't clean up the, oh well. Oh well, that's okay. I didn't clean up those white lines that are on the outside. I'm going to go like this and change my background color so I can see it. And just, come on, background color. Background color, oh, there. So that I can see where those random little lines are that are sitting outside. Look at that, all cleaned up. Yeah, you know, what it is with this program is that you learn as you go. And that's why my suggestion is to make sure and pick one thing that you want to do. You want to learn how to do, you know, just drawing or just tracing something. Do that first. If you want to learn how to do these symmetrical little pieces of art, do those. Now, I am going to click on that layer and I'm going to bring it down below. Oh. Because I filled this section right here with color, I filled it with white by coloring it and putting the top layer back on. So now I've got, that is a solid piece. Anything I do I could do it over the top or I could do it underneath. So I'm doing this underneath. Black. It's interesting when you start, whoa, I forgot that my brush was huge. And it's on airbrush. I don't want it on airbrush. I want to go back to ink. Now this inking is a standard palette of brushes. It is not a it's not a custom set of brushes that I bought. So the technical pen is a standard brush. You can watch tutorials. You can look at blog posts. There's tons of tutorials, tons of blogs. I don't claim to know all of the ins and outs. I am still learning lots of things about this. I don't really use layers clipping masks. I know the name. Yeah, I can make one, but I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do with it. You know, things like that. It's fun though. It is fun. I am going to go in and I've got my black pen again. I've got it back on the technical pen. There it is, technical pen. I want to go in and make, see, because I'm right next to the dividing lines, I'll get 8 of whatever it is. Oh my goodness, what does that look like? Uh-oh, I didn't fill it. I did not draw my circle all the way. There, draw that circle all the way, then I can fill it. I'm thinking this is looking like little owls peeking out from behind a bush, isn't it? That is cute. I like that. I think that would be a fun coloring page. I do want to make, I think, a flower. It's going to be one flower here. Oh, I didn't want that extra little line, so I'm going to go back and stop. This is where having an Apple Pencil works really well. Maybe I do want to have that. Oh, that's fun. So this is where having an Apple Pencil is really helpful. Just because you can make those lines, and if you are like, ooh, I'm not really happy with the end of that, I can go back in. Oh, there. My eraser was set to not be totally opaque, so I needed to fix that. Yeah, and you know what? I think I got a little too heavy up here. I can go in and fix little things that I'm not really happy with, and I don't have to worry about zooming all around and fixing it in, 6 spots or 8 spots, because I want to make my eraser a little bigger. Because it's in symmetry mode, it's in drawing assist mode, so it's doing it across the whole thing. You can get so many coloring pages done so quickly this way. All right. So that is drawing in the radial symmetry, no rotation. So now I'm going to go ahead and just, let's see. Ooh, you want to see what that second layer looks like without? That's what it looks like without anything there. That's not so bad either. Maybe I'll go like this and give him little feathers. So that bit right there would be hidden. I could get 2 coloring pages for the price of 1 right here. See? And maybe I don't like the way that came together down here. Maybe I want it to be more just his feathery chest. And I don't want it to be overlapping. So I can go in and I can say feathery chest. I didn't like that one right there. It kind of overlapped funny. I can fix it. But look at that. We have another whole coloring sheet. And that's a different coloring sheet. Isn't that cool? You'll rewatch to see if you can find the radial lines. So to find your radial lines, I think on the Pocket version there should be a toolbar, and you should have canvas. And when you have canvas, you need to, or on the canvas information, you need to turn on your drawing guide. Whoops. And when your drawing guide is on, I clicked on Edit Drawing Guide. So when your drawing guide is on, then you can go in and you should be able to find symmetry. Mark was saying that he thought that was all there. So somewhere it is there. But I'm going to come back out. And I want to save it I'm going to save it twice. So I'm going to click on the little wrench, and I'm going to go to Share, which is the out arrow. I'm going to save it as a PNG and save it to my image folder, so my camera roll. And then I'm going to do that again, and I'm going to turn off that top one. I want to make sure that my background really is white though, because it feels like it's gray. There it is. Done. It felt like it was a gray background. I didn't want that. I want white. So now I've got this little coloring sheet. Oh, I think before I save that one though, I'm going to go in and give it a little highlight on the eye. And maybe, since I'm saving it as a new one, I'm going to sort of stack up some more leaves. There we go. That's making it a little bit more. A little bit more, a little bit more. Want a little separation between, but I didn't want it so heavy. So there. You just got Procreate today, Shaky? Awesome. Yeah, it is so fun. It is so much fun. So now I'm going to save this coloring sheet. Again, clicking the tool, the wrench, the spanner, if you're in the UK or other places in the world, it's a spanner. On my share, I'm going to click on PNG. It just saves it a little bit higher quality than, and it will also save it with transparency. So if I wanted this background to show up transparent, or I want the whole thing to have no background, I can turn off the back. Oh, look, his little eyes are staring at us. Do you guys want to see how to fill in the I think I'm going to do that. Fill in that flower area again. Make sure that that's closed. All my lines are closed. I think they're all closed. So I'm going to go in, slide across, and duplicate. I'm going to go to the bottom one. That way I'm not messing up with my black lines. I'm going to make the whole bottom is going to get, everything inside the black lines is going to go white. So I'm going to click on white. I'm going to click on my brush. Go ahead and get my brush set to soft airbrush. It's just something that I know I can make really big. And then take your ribbon selection tool. I just selected. Then we're going to invert. When it's blue, that's the area that is selected. That's the area that will be affected. So if it's blue, it's selected, and that is what will be affected. Oh boy, me and my having to speak clearly. You have the Apple Pencil too? Oh gosh, you got to get them out. Got to play with them. Now look, my brush is huge. Since I squeezed my image down, it's down as small as it goes. And that is what the outline of my design is. I'm going to take my 2 fingers and the duplicate layer is underneath here. I'm going to slide them together. It's all one layer now for just, isn't that cool? So now it's got an empty background. I can take a PNG that's like this. It's a cutout. I can drop that onto another page that has a full background on it to give more opportunity for coloring. You can mix things up, and you can get original pages for very little effort, I think is what I'm trying to get to. Very little effort. So I want to save that really quick. PNG and save. So now I saved it with a white background. So it would be an 8-inch square without the white background. So it's this part right here in the middle. I can take this element and drop it onto a bigger page. Isn't it fun? It is magic. It is magic. All right, so now we're going to go in, and I am going to turn off this one. I'm going to go to my top layer and open a new layer. I am going to turn my background color back on. So we are in radial symmetry, no rotation, but now I want rotation. I want to be able to I want my one line to draw 8 times, and it's going to make its own image each time. So I'll show you exactly what I mean here. We're going to go to the settings. We're going to go to canvas. We're going to go to edit drawing guide because we already have the drawing guide turned on. I'm going to make sure I'm still on symmetry down here at the bottom. Still on symmetry. and I'm going to click on Options. And if you look here, I'm going to turn my assisted drawing on. Assisted drawing, what that does is when you draw a straight line or a line you want to be straight, but you draw it wiggly, it will snap it straight. I forgot and didn't have that turned on before. But I want rotational turned on. That's really what I was looking for, was my rotational symmetry. All right, so I'm going to say done. And there we go. I thought I said done. It didn't go away. Now when I make a mark, look at this. I'm going to make a mark. I'm going to, oh. I did it again. Make that, take my, I'm just clicking back on my inking tools, and technical pen is selected. And change it back to black ink. You don't have the Apple iPod or iPad? Yeah, what you can do is you can use that program that I showed in yesterday's video, how to make mandalas and download them. So, and they download as PNGs, so you are able to use them and make your own coloring pages. I don't know the licensing on that software, if you're able to make things and put it into your own books. I haven't been able to contact the owner of the page. It doesn't seem like they're staying really active right now. Maybe they'll get a little more active once they see that their app is being used a little more again. So you can use the mandalagaba.com is a free app, and I did a whole video on that yesterday. So I will iCard that up here, and you can use it on anything: phones, tablets, PC, Mac, desktop, laptop, whatever. So it's a lot of fun. But Procreate just gives us more opportunities to layer things up, to go back in and erase little areas, to, yeah, just, it's more fun. This is more fun. I'm sorry. It is more fun. But I still have a lot to learn here. I am going to draw one line. All right? Just to show you. See how that one line just drew 8 times? And they're not touching each other. When you're drawing with the rotation turned on, it's rotating that line all the way around. When you draw with rotation turned off, the line is going to touch another line. Ooh, I don't know why your Apple Pencil wouldn't be charging. Is your Apple Pencil one of the ones that has the cap on the end that you plug in? Or is it like this one that's magnetically charging? See, my Apple Pencil has gone down to 94% while I was using it here. I don't know. I would definitely go online and check that out to find out why. And if it is one of the kind that you use that has the cap that comes off and it has the lightning port on the end, maybe okay, so if it's the one with the lightning port on the end and you're plugging it into your iPad to charge, see if you have a there's little adapters that you can get that you can plug into the end of your Apple Pen, and then you can plug an actual lightning cable into the other end of it, so it can be on the wire, basically. Yours has a cap. Yeah. So definitely, if it's one of the first generation ones, check with Apple. But if it's not charging from your port, but your iPad charges from your lightning port, it's definitely the pencil that's having the problem. So here we go. Rotational symmetry. And I'm looking at this going, ooh, that looks kind of like I mean, it was looking kind of like slices of something, but I just changed it. But see how my lines are rotating around. This is actually a lot of fun to, I'm going to kind of keep it, see, around. Every line is working its way around. So that's fun. Hello, Johannes. Yes. Oreen, welcome. How do you delete a picture? So are you want to delete your picture? You want to just start completely new in Procreate? What you can do is just, first you can just turn it off and start a new layer. It's still there, it's not deleted. If you want to delete the picture completely from here, and which I'm not going to do because I have things on here that I like still, and I'm just stacking up multiple layers. If you want to go out to the gallery and you see a picture sitting here and you don't want it anymore, like I don't this one right here, I don't need anymore. So you would go to select in your gallery, you would go to select, and you would click the little dot below the piece that you want to get rid of, and you just click delete, and it says, are you sure you want to delete this? Because it can't be undone once you delete. It's like, yep, delete it. Now that one's gone. And then click the X to go out of the select mode. Did that help? So you went to the app yesterday? Oh yeah, Apple warranty is Apple warranty. Even if you bought it on Amazon, Apple warranty is Apple warranty. Give them a call. And I would definitely, you could do it a couple ways. Go to apple.com and see if they have a customer service chat, if you want to just chat that way. Or they should have a customer service phone line, or your town might have an Apple store. You can contact the Apple store and just say, hey, I have a first generation Apple pencil and it's not charging. What do I need to do? And they may say, bring it over to us. We'll check it out and tell you if it's bad or not. So things to try. Oh, shaky, that's that's a way to go. It all depends on how long ago it was that you bought it too. I do have a first generation. It's with we have a different one of the 12.9-inch iPads, but I like the smaller one. I have small hands. So here we go. I'm going to go in and, oops, I need to get back on that layer. See? I'm on a hidden layer above. So actually I just want to go to the layer that I want to be on. It is assisted still. And I'm going to say that I'm going to put just some more places to put color. That's getting a little busy. I don't know. I don't usually do things that have sharp angles. I'm usually much more rounded on my shapes. Let's see. Can I take this down a little flatter? I don't want it to be completely flat. There we are. Come on. So there. I mean, really and truly, that's how easy it is to make your own coloring sheets. Just remember little tips. Make sure that your your ends actually touch. We can do a floral one. Make sure your pen lines actually touch from edge to edge. So if you decide to go in and make, the background go so that you have the background outside of it transparent and your inside colored, you can do that. You like it? It looks like an exotic fruit flower. Cool. Cool. It is definitely, it does have an organic feel to it. That's one of the things that I like about the using the Procreate and your Apple Pencil or a stylus of some type. It allows for you to have organic lines. I'm gonna save that one. I want to share it, PNG to my camera roll. What we're going to do is go ahead and I'm going to go onto a new layer. I'm going to turn off the one that's underneath because I don't want to draw on it. New layer. And just because I turned on a new layer, it doesn't automatically go to assist. So I'm going to click and say drawing assist. Now it says assisted drawing. I want to see something because I didn't try. Come on. Make sure I'm on my assisted layer. Thank you. So why is it saying I'm on a hidden layer? Okay, I'm going to close this and come back in. Sometimes weird things happen, and it does, it does that on every program. Sometimes after you've used it for a little while, it can get a little persnickety. So I am going to close it. I'm going to, no, come on. No, come on. Is that, there we go. I have quite a few things open on here. I'm just like, you know what? I should probably just close everything. There. Everything's closed. Go back in now. Go to here. Go to assisted. Open layers. Oh. Okay, it was hidden. Do you know why? I didn't have the check mark. It's, when you're trying to show things to people, that's when it's going to do weird stuff. I am going to do a little snail. Aw, isn't that cute? Just one of those, put his little foot on there. So I'm just drawing that one little snail, and he's going around 8 times. So now let's see. I think I'm going to put some little flowers. And these are just those little heart petal flowers, kind of like a cherry blossom. When you come up to a line, just pick up your pen and pretend that you're drawing. Ah, there it goes. So these are like little cherry blossoms. And these lines I am drawing pretty thick, just so that you can see more easily. Look at that. I'm going to put another one right here. Now, you see how I'm able to just draw the full circle nice and smoothly, and it's not doing that thing where it's starting on the line and going around. It's not mirroring that line. Right? So then I can go like this, and I can draw some more little flowers in. Oh, I'm going to run that one right into that. I like it when the flower petals overlap other things or go under. So this is me just having fun, making another coloring sheet, just something out of my imagination. Now in here, I'm just going to put a few little kind of heart shapes. It feels like there's more flowers there then. So there we go. Snails and bugs mandala is cute. Yeah. Yeah. Ah, Birdie Am. Bye. Nice to have you here. Thank you for joining us. So let's see. I think I'm going to put a couple little leaves out here. I truly love doing this type of doodling. This makes me so happy. So sometimes my hands are a little bit cold and it's hard for me to move things around on the screen. So, but I love this type of doodling. I guess this is a lot like the type of artwork that Johanna Basford, I don't like those lines. We don't leave those out. That Johanna Basford does with, you know, The Secret Garden, her Inky Worlds, all of those things. I've been doing this type of doodling like all my life. It's very sweet. It's very, very organic. That is looking so cute. I did make my pen lines a little bit thinner, and yeah, it makes it a little bit harder for you to see, doesn't it? So let's go ahead and go to that view. Go to that view and, whoops, wrong way. Brighten that up just a little bit. All right, so now we've got the little snail. Maybe I'm going to rotate this way, and I'm going to have a little butterfly. It's kind of like the leaves, isn't it? But I like sweet and pretty types of things. So now we've got those butterflies flying around. Ah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate. If you guys like this, make sure and click that like button. You know, subscribe to the channel, share the video with your friends, all those good things. Let's see. I think there's going to be a couple little swirly things here. Little vines, maybe. Didn't like that swirl. See? So I could just delete it. Ah, so I held on to it and it went all angular. I could just run that back by double tapping. I'm just giving it a little bit of some thickness to the line. This is looking so sweet. Maybe we'll Okay, so the very center here, it gets very tight very quickly. Don't want it to go straight. So you can just go right in. It makes it always finishes with a flower in the center. So there we go. I hope that you guys are having fun, that you're enjoying it. I'm having fun. So I like to go in and clean as I go and change lines up as I go if it doesn't feel like it's doing exactly what I want. You can smooth out lines. Sometimes that really makes all the difference in making something look more professional, having your lines smooth up. Now these are JPEGs or PNGs. These are not infinitely resizable. If you were able to do it as a vector drawing, that would be like the best. Aureen, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I hope that you have fun with the rest of your day. You know? This little guy, he does not need 8 legs though. He only needs 6. There we go. So he's got 6 little legs. Little spot on those wings. Finish that line right there. Connect those lines. There we go. And do you know anybody in this chat stream? What do you mean, Johannes? I know Bonnie, so I don't know what you're asking for there, Johannes. There we go. Maybe a little petals coming off right here. There we go. So there we are. We have the... come on. I did not put my iPad into... well, it's in Do Not Disturb, so I don't know why it's giving me these notifications. But, you know. I just have to remember to get a hold of my dad as soon as I'm done here. He just started on with the messenger video chats, and he wants to practice. So I need to call him back. But there. Let's go back to the top down so you can see that all the way now. Top down. Isn't that pretty? Oh, I like that. That's a lovely coloring page. It's not too detailed, but there's enough detail. How is my mom? Well, because of all the snow and stuff, they had to cancel an appointment, but she's healing up just fine, and we're waiting for the next step. So, but yeah, she's home. She's doing well. We've had a lot of snow this last couple days. It's actually melting today, so the roads are pretty much clear now, but back roads can still be kind of slushy and hard to get around. You spent 2 hours on Sunday with your mom on Messenger video chat. Yeah. So one of my sisters went over and set up my dad with the video chat yesterday. And so he needs to get some practice in so that he gets real comfortable with it. And I got to chat with mom for a few minutes too. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. I'm going to save this So go here, go PNG, and save to my camera roll. Now, if you have your if you have Google Drive set up on your iPad also, you can save to your Google Drive. So I'll go and do that too. I'll just say PNG, and I'm going to scroll across. Oh, where's my drive? Drive isn't showing up. There it is. So I'm going to save it to my drive. I'm going to go to my projects and adult activity coloring book pages, and I'm going to save it there. And I'm going to say snail and butterfly. So now I'll be able to pick that up from any of my devices that I've got my drive on. So you're not limited to just having your iPad with you. If you want to do all your layout work on your computer, but you want to sit in the comfort of your cozy chair with your iPad on your lap, drawing up all your coloring pages, you've got that option. Save it to your drive, and then you've got, you can access it from wherever you are. All right, guys, I think that is enough of that. We got 3 different coloring pages. We did rotational with, we did radial symmetry with rotation, and we did radial symmetry without rotation. And I have 2 printouts here. I'll just zoom. Back it out. There we go. So this is radial symmetry with rotation. You see how the same thing is all the way around. And that wasn't the one I wanted. Where did it go? I just had. There it is. That's what I get for having lots of paper in front of me. So I was trying to do the same movements, the same shapes. See how they look very similar, but they are different. And so I could use both of those, could each be their own coloring page because they are different. And that's why using your Procreate is so much fun. When am I going to be doing houses? Well, I will probably do a house tomorrow on Procreate. And then I will, well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. This is sort of a practice week for things, isn't it? I'm doing a lot of technology stuff, and I don't know if people want to see technology stuff every day, but that's what I'm working in right now, and that's what I'm doing in my studio, so I kind of need to get the work done. I still have about 20 pictures of houses to get drawn. Oh, let's see here. I could go out and... Oh yeah, there's that one. Back up. There's another house. This one I did here in Procreate, and I did it with the quadrant symmetry. So I only drew that much right there. And then we got that, and we got this. Isn't that cool? That's a fun coloring page. That one's going to be so much fun. So yeah, I think probably Procreate tomorrow, and I'll just be working on houses. I don't know that I'm going to be giving a lesson per se. I think tomorrow is just, I'm going to turn on the camera, 12:30 Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to be working in Procreate, doing my stuff, getting my work done in the studio for getting some houses. I'm going to show how I do go in and do these houses. This one right here, I did do tracing. Okay, this is a house that's in my neighborhood. It doesn't look exactly like this because I did use symmetry. I used the vertical symmetry for this one and drew this little house up tracing, but then also adding some of my own touches to it because, you got to do that. Can the bottom be blurred a little like a water reflection? Yep. Yep. After you, after I'm sure I'm done drawing, or even not sure I'm done drawing, I can make a copy of that page and I can do a select an area and do what they call a Gaussian blur, or I'm not sure if there's shear, but there's a blur that you can do that will just slightly blur, or you can do like a smear type of thing where you go back and forth and get little highlights and such. It's fun stuff. I haven't played with that part, but because that's I would put more reflection lines and maybe soften the bottom set with just taking it to a less strong. I would affect the opacity. There it is. I would affect the opacity of the black lines and make them look more gray. So that way it would gray out a little bit and look a little bit less strong. How's that? How's that? Crazy fun stuff. I know that I am losing subscribers during going in and doing this kind of thing, but yesterday yesterday was another one of those, it's cleaning house, I guess, and getting rid of people who don't want to be around anymore. It can be a little bit disheartening. And, for me and my mental health right now, I am working at not paying attention to the number of subscribers and just paying attention to the lovely people who come in and chat with me during my videos and leave comments after them. I really, really appreciate the thumbs up. I appreciate those boosts to my heart. Basically, you guys give me a boost to my heart, and that's what I really need right now. So thank you guys. I appreciate you being here. Make sure, leave a comment after the video. Let people know what you think of the show. Let people know what you think of my channel, and make sure that you go out and do something creative. Take care of yourself so you can take care of those around you. And I want to see you back here again really soon. Bye.